Am I audible to all? Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we shall wait for 1 or 2 minutes to join others. After that, we'll start our class. So we are just waiting for 2 minutes to join others. After that, we'll start our class. So graph theory started. As far as I can remember that in the previous class, we are getting some definition. Today is also some definition is required to construct our graph theory. So this, I think you are go through with that. Have you go through it the definition which are given, and all the classes are already it is in the YouTube channel. Have you got the permission? Is my screen is visible to all of you? Not yet, no?
No, sir.
Okay, wait for just 1 minute. It will be visible to you people. So just stop share.
Yes, sir.
It is not working right now. So we are just holding for 1 or 2 minutes. I just stop sharing. So we can, is my screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
So for even and odd vertex regular graph, it was given. So complete graph also given. So today spanning subgraph. You can omit this one. Just a minute. We are picking the tools. Just a minute. Wait for just 1 minute. I'm just sharing the Microsoft Whiteboard, which is not right now. It is working. I do not know what is the problem is going here. So just stop sharing. Just wait for 1 and 2 minutes. It's maybe it will be working right now. Okay, right now it will be working. Okay, now the whiteboard is okay. So we are going for the spanning graph. Spanning graph. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
A subgraph G1 of a G1 of a graph G is called spanning subgraph of G if G and G1 have the same vertex set. If G1 and G have the same vertex set, then it is called the spanning subgraph. Can I take an example? So here the vertex sets are given for, this is the V1, then it is E1, then it is the V2, this one is the E2, this is the V4, this is the E3, this is the V5, this is the V3, and this one is the E5, and this one is the E4. This is one graph G. If we say that this is the G and we are taking another graph that is G1. This is the V1, this is V3, this is V5, this one is V2, and this one is V4. So it is the G1. So the vertex set of G is V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. And vertex set of G1 is equal to V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. As if here the number of the edges of G is more than the number of edges of G1. Na? So G1 is a subgraph of G. Na? Number of the edges are less than number of the edges of G1 is less than of number of edges of G. So G1 is a subgraph of G. Whether the number of the vertex of G and G1 are same, so this G and G1 are called the G1 is called the spanning subgraph of G. Spanning subgraph means all the vertex set will be the same. So here the set vertex set for G is equal to V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, and vertex set of G1 also V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. But here the number of the edges is of G1 is less than of G, so G1 is a subgraph of G. Is it clear what is a subgraph? Subgraph means the number of the vertices may be less or equal, or number of the edges also may be less or equal, then G1 is a subset of G. But in this subset, the number of the vertex of G and number of the vertex of G1 both are equal. In this situation, G1 is called the spanning subgraph of G. When the graph, original graph and subgraph both are having the same number of the vertex set, that then G1 subgraph is called the spanning subgraph of the original graph. Is it clear? What is the spanning subgraph of G1? It is the spanning subgraph. Because of that, number of the vertex set of G is equal to number of the vertex set of G1. Whether it is the number of the edge is lesser of G1 rather than G. So G1 is a clear-cut a subset of G and it's having the same vertex set as the G. So G1 is called the spanning subgraph. Is it clear what is spanning subgraph?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You have to remember this one. So vertex disjoint and now complement of a graph. Now we are going for next part that is called the complement of a graph. You can take the snapshot of this. Otherwise, you can make it in your pen and paper so that it will be remaining to you. So we are going for next part that is called the complement of a graph. Just wait for 1 minute. It will be coming. Complement of a graph. Let G be a simple graph. Let G be a simple graph. Another graph say G bar is said to be complement is said to be complement of G if G bar has same vertex set as G and two vertices in G in G bar, two vertices in G bar would be adjacent, adjacent if they are not adjacent in G. If they are not adjacent in G. Now look at the definition. G be a simple graph. That means in G there is no self loop or no parallel edges. Another graph, say G bar, is said to be complement of G if G bar has the same vertex set as G and two vertices in G bar would be adjacent if they are not adjacent in G. So we shall take an example. A, B, C, D. This is our G. Now, if we take that this is A, this is C, this is B, this is D. This is the G bar. So number of the vertices of G, A, B, C, D. Number of the vertices in G bar, A, B, C, D. Both are the same. Now here adjacent was AD and BA. These two vertices are adjacent, A and D, A and B, but A and C was not adjacent in G. But here A and C are the adjacent. A and C are the adjacent. B and D were not adjacent vertices in G, but here B and D are the adjacent vertices in G. So G bar is called the complement of G. That means actually G union G bar is equal to complete graph. Right? G union G bar should be a complete graph. Then G and G bar are said to be the complement of each other. Is it understood? If we take this G union G bar, look at here. If we take that G union G bar, that should be like that. If it is the C, it is the B, this is one A, and it is the D. Then if we add this, then look at here. Complete graph means from each vertices, there will be a path from other all vertices. For A, there is a path B, path C, path D. For B, there is a C, D. For C, there is a B, D. For D, A, B, C. So it is a complete graph. So if we take the here the A and B adjacent, A and D adjacent, B and C adjacent, but in this graph it was A and C was not adjacent and B and D was not adjacent. If we take this part and this part, then this graph obviously a complete graph, na? It is actually complete graph with degree 3, that is K3 graph. So can we say that the union of graph and another graph, if it is complement, then they are said the complement of to each other? If the union of two graph is a complete graph, then we can say that they are the complement of the graph are complement to each other. Can you say in the other word?
Yes, sir.
If the union of two graphs gives a complete graph, then they are called complement graph. When graphs to each other. Clear? So other word also we can say this. This is the complete graph. So here also we have find out what is the union of two graphs. These two are graph. When we taking the union, then this graph is coming. So next we are going for the connected and disconnected graph. Connected and disconnected graphs. A graph is called connected if there exists at least one path between every pair of vertices in the graph. For any vertex, we can go to another vertex, all other vertex. That is called the connected graph. And a graph is called disconnected if there exist at least two vertices having no path between them. Now we are taking one graph here. This, and from here this. This is V1, then it is the V2, then it is the V3, and this one is the V4. And another graph is here, V1, V2, V3, V4. Just a minute. This one is V1, this is V2, this is V3, this is V4. So from V1, we cannot go to the V2. From V4, V3, anywhere we cannot go to the V2. Actually, the V2 is the isolated vertex. So this is the disconnected graph. And from here, if you have to go from V1 to V2, there is a path. V1 to V3, then via V2 we can go, or via V4 we can go, right? Otherwise, can via V2, V4, then we can go. So at least one path. There are 3 simultaneous or 4 simultaneous paths from V1 to V3. So V1 to V4, there is 1, 2, 3. There are so many paths. So this graph is connected. If we say that this is G and this is G1, so graph G is the connected graph, but G1 is the disconnected graph. Because of that, V2 is the isolated vertex. So for any vertex, we cannot go to the V2. There is no path between V1 to V2, V1, V3 to V2, V4 to V2. So this graph is disconnected graph. Is it clear? What is the connected
sir.
graph and what is the disconnected graph? Now,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now we are going for some next part, that is the Euler line, Euler graph, Euler circuit. Euler line, Euler graph, and Euler circuit. A closed walk is a graph a closed walk in a graph is called an Euler line. If it indicates every edge of the graph. Of the graph. Number 2, a graph is called Euler graph called Euler graph if it has an Euler line. If it has an Euler line. And next is, if the Euler line in a graph, third part, if the Euler line, in a Euler graph, is a circuit, then the Euler graph is called an Euler circuit. Is it understood? If we take an example, So if we take this is A, this one is B, this one is C, this one is capital D, this one is capital E. It is here is a point F, capital F, and this is the capital G. Then A to G A to B B. This is equal to small c. This is small d. This is small e. Then a small f is here. Then it is the K. Then this line is L, and this one is the I. This one is the J. This one is the G. This one is the H. So this is a graph. Vertices and edges are subsequence of vertices and edges. We can write down that A, B, capital B, K. Actually, it is small k. Then capital G, small g. Then F, then H, then B, then small c, then capital C, then small d, then capital D, then small e, then capital E, then small l, small l, sorry, C, D, E, capital E, then small f actually, small f, then G, then A, then A. Is a close walk. If we got A, then this B, then capital B, after that capital B, it is the K. We are taking that this first, this, then this way, BKG, BKG, then this G, G to F, F to H. That means this part. H to B again, then B to small c, this small c to capital C, capital C to D, then this one, capital D to C, C to C, C to C, then C to capital C, D, capital D, then E. That means this part. Then capital E for capital E to F. F means this one, the F part. After that, it is capital G is coming, then capital G to small a, then it is coming here. So by this way, from A to A, that is a circuit, isn't it? Close walk, that is called a circuit. So it is a Euler graph. So the graph is Euler graph. And total path is called the Euler circuit. So here A to A, one circuit, so that is a Euler graph. Now next we have to go for the Hamiltonian circuit. Hamiltonian circuit. A closed walk in a connected graph. A closed walk in a connected graph a closed walk in a connected graph G is said to be Hamiltonian circuit. Hamiltonian circuit if it includes if it includes every vertex of G, every vertex of G exactly once, except the beginning or ending, except the beginning or ending vertex of the closed arc. Closed arc. So we are going here. A, B, C. So there are three vertices A, B, C. A to B A, B to C B, C to C C, here D. What is the sequence? A, small a, capital B, small b, then capital C, a small c, then A. A to B, B to C, C to A. So here the starting vertex was A and ending vertex is A, so it is desirable. But here B is not occurred twice and C is not occurred twice. They are exactly once. So this is a Hamiltonian circuit. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
What is the Hamiltonian circuit? Now last is Hamiltonian path. Hamiltonian path. The path in a graph G, the path in a graph G is called Hamiltonian path if it contains every vertex of G. Every vertex of G. If it is contains every vertex of G, right? So then this path is called the Hamiltonian path. So for today, it is time is no more. So this Hamiltonian is this. Then after that, we will go for the isomorphic graph as well as bipartite graph. These are required. After that, some problems are going on with the graph theory, D graph, as well as some problems are on this D graph. After that, this graph theory will be ended.